not a lot of good news around as far as Bulawayo's weather is concerned for tomorrow's game of India's under-19 team versus United States of America. As I mentioned in my morning video, that the most challenging thing here is, for Team India is how well they can prepare for this tournament. Yes, they have turned out on each and every day since the time they have landed here in this country. On 8th they landed, from 9th onwards. Every day they came either for practice or for the warm-up stuff. But as you can rightly see here in the city, that it's drizzling down here, and it's not a very good news. Why I'm saying this? Because it's from the morning that it drizzle and then rain and then drizzle and then rain. It's going on and on and on. So you can see in the pictures also, this is the ground, this is the Queen's Sports Club where India has to play their first game, the curtain raiser as far as this under-19 World Cup is concerned. So the conditions of the ground is not that good. At this point of time we are almost 15 hours away from the very first ball, but as you can see the conditions of the ground, there are some patches, the covers are completely filled with water, and there are multiple water patches, as I can see in different parts of the ground. So yeah, it's going to be a difficult task for the groundsmen, for the curators, for everyone around, even for the broadcasters also, for their for the camera and the equipments. But what Indian team did today, they had this 1 hour 15-minute session as far as their practice session is concerned. Interestingly, Vaibhav Sooryavanshi didn't went to bat, but yes, he took knock. He was there to have some knocking. His knocking was divided into 3 different parts. First of all, it was the driving length where he was trying to put the ball through, and there were some 40 to 50 deliveries as far as that first round of knocking is concerned, where he was trying to drive. The second part was when he was trying to pull and hook. So this was the second part. Again, some 30 to 35 deliveries when he tried to pull or hook. Then the third part, that he called the the assistant coach, and he was just dropping the ball right under his bat, and he was just hitting it aerial. It's quite quite in the V area of the ground. So that's what Vaibhav Sooryavanshi did. He bowled after that also, and he spent almost good 10 to 15 minutes. First bowl at specific areas. He put a ball there just to aim at York length, and then there was a stump also. Coach Rishikesh Kanetkar was quietly observing him rather. And on the other hand, it was Vedant Trivedi looked very sharp today as far as his batting is concerned. We still have to see that whether he will get a game in the playing 11 or not. But yes, he was there. Then a lot of bowling around as far as Vihan Malhotra is concerned. Then there was a lot of batting from Ayush Matre also. He spent a good amount of time batting wise. If you talk about batting wise, he spent a more than half an hour. He faced spinners also, quality fast bowling also, and in last 2 days he spent a good time as far as batting is concerned. As I said, that Vedant was also there to bat, and good time spent by Kanishk Chauhan also. Kanishk Chauhan was also there to bat for a bit. He didn't started with the ball today. Yesterday he started with the ball, today he started with the bat, and then after that we saw him bowling a bit also. Apart from him, it was the regular Indian bowlers, Kishan, Uddhav Mohan was also there. Apart from that, it was Khilan Patel was there. Vihan Malhotra, as I said, that he was there, to bowl a lot of overs of spin. So that's how it panned out. After that there was this rain interruption, and then they concluded. After that there was a session in the Queen's Sports Club, because Indian team practice session was divided into 2 halves today. First they practiced as far as their batting and bowling is concerned at the athletic club. The stretching was part of that also, and then they came down to the Queen's for the fielding bit. But yes, it's really damp here. The conditions are really wet at this point of time. It's raining, as you can see behind me, the droplets, and it's going to be a challenge for each and every one to start on time as far as the first game, India versus USA, is concerned. But we'll give you all the details from ground zero. Make sure that you like the video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for watching.